Hello!
Hello AOS fans!
It's the Agents of Sigmar!
And in this video we're looking at a new collectible card game called Achroma.
Ooh. Yeah, it's a little funky little card game with lots of dragons. It's got lots of dragons, at least on these two sets we start with here.
Yes, it's a UK based game. It has a little app which we'll show you in the playthrough. It describes itself as a beautifully illustrated fantasy card game for 2 or more players. Now I haven't actually played it with more players than 2. I don't know how that works.
We've only got 2 decks as well, so
we've only got 2 decks. It will be tricky, yes. Across the 5 realms, the ravages of a dark energy called Achroma is spreading, diminishing the magical life force called Chroma. Deploy your Achroma cards to gain, drain, and steal your way to victory in this fast, fun, tactical game. So there are several starter packs, if you like, and they come with 2 decks each. Now, I don't know if they're all the same, but this one is kind of like the achromatic one. A lot of the cards are black and white.
And grey.
Grey, yes. And yours are all more colourful.
Colourful ones.
This one is called the Siege of Draco Temple, which I suppose is why it's themed around dragons. There's the Cure of Curdle Hill. Ooh. And the Fall of Flutterby, or Flutterby, which I quite like, and Warriors of Wishwell. And they all have their own little blurb. So the Siege of Draco Temple, sorry, not Draco Hill, says, take to the skies in the dragon realms of Draco Planum. Tenebris and his drakes have the last dragon temple in Arcus Via besieged, while Darnascus leads a brave resistance. So I think I'm besieging you, and your Darnascus is leading a brave resistance. Okay. So yeah, so 60 cards, and this one includes 3 factions: the Draco Defenders, the Stone Waste Drakes, and the Denizens of Arcus Via. Ooh. And there's various, like all these guys, there's various keywords on here. We'll explain it as we play. The key thing is that each one actually keeping the hex theme going with Underworld. Each card has a little hexagon on it, and that tells you how much they cost to play.
Points, yep.
So this one, the Search for Wisdom, has 4 things black. It's got 2 that are black and 2 that are purple. The colours are sort of significant, and we'll come on to that.
Some things have abilities that will affect certain colours and things like that. There aren't many in these 2 decks though that we found.
No. You can combine decks, and so you can get a couple of different packs and combine them with deck build. And I think, from having played this through, I think that's probably the expected way to play. It's a good game, it's a fun game, but these kind of do play like that, like when you first learn to play Pokemon. Yeah. The decks kind of only really do one thing. Yeah. So I think once you get a couple of different packs together and start building some combos, then I think the game will probably be taken to the next level. There are a couple of different ways to play, but I have only played this kind of standard way to play at the moment.
Now we also have an app. This game runs on an app, and you use it to, I mean, you don't really need to if you've got little tokens or something like that.
You can use tokens or pen and paper.
Yeah, pen and paper as well. But it gives you a little app which animates a little bit of it, and that helps you to track like your points and things like that. So we're going to try and show you that.
It does other things too, like you can unlock each of the cards has a little code on it. And I haven't actually managed to get this to work yet, but you can, in theory at least, scan them in so you can know what your collection is. It keeps your collection. It keeps you a little running total of how many games you played and whether you've won, and whether you won as the dark side or the light side. That's quite nifty. I quite like that. Or certainly if you played a lot, that'd be quite good fun.
Yeah, would at least tell you, if you're favouring one particular deck or something like that, one particular build.
Exactly.
Right.
So the way you play is one of you sets up and presses play on the app, and then I can start a new game. Generates a game code like a lot of these things do. And then you send your game code, or give your game code. I think you can't really play over. Well, you could play over the internet, I suppose. But it's
you could have cam. You could have cam.
Yeah, exactly. You could quite easily have a cam actually. Right. And so the game code, Pete, is 0898. Start of
0898.
Start of premium rate number 41.
So you see it flashes up there saying Robin gets to go first. And what do we do, Robin?
I'm going first. Well, Peter, you've got the turn card over there just to help remind me.
Yes, I have. So we'll put that there so we can both.
So there is a little turn card to help you. It's very simple to play actually. I haven't really got the tactics locked down, funnily enough. It's not really my thing, locking down the tactics.
We don't tend to do tactics.
So on your turn, you can draw or trade, except you can't if you're the very first player. You can't on the first. On the first turn, and then you can deploy stuff. So you deploy stuff to the tabletop, I think it's called your. I can never remember. Maybe I'll try and remember.
Well, everybody knows basically what you mean.
Yes. So they've got various artistic terms. So you've got a palette and the dregs. Dregs is your discard pile. That one's easy to remember. You've got. I think you put things down on your palette.
Get some brushes that you stab people with.
And you've got a canvas. So maybe I can't remember. I can never quite remember the difference between the canvas and the palette, but it's not important.
Not really.
They're just named in-game terms. I'm sure the designer's like, it's very important. But at the end of the day,
it all ties in with the colours and things like that. It
does. I can see the significance. So you can play up to 3 cards, but you have to pay for each card that you want to play, and it's an interesting trade-off because you can see on Pete's little screen there, he's got a 10 in a big. Then I've got a 10 in a smaller octagon. There's a hexagon, sorry, not an octagon, in the hexagons, and they're your life force. And if you lose all your life force, you lose. So you go down to 0, you lose.
And if you get up to 30,
if you get up to 30, you win. In most of the games, I have to say, it's tended to have been somebody's been drained rather than they've got to 30.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe that's because we don't know what we're doing. But so you have to be careful when you play your cards because if you play too many, then your opponent can just kill you on your turn, as you'll see why in a minute. So Pete, I'm going to play a Malum Drake for 1. Now Malum Drake is a character and he's an Achroma Drake, which is like
it's a bit like an acorn drake.
That is a tag for the card. It's got a little -1 up in the top right corner. That means that at the end of my turn in the resolve step, which is not quite the end of my turn, just before the end of my turn, in the resolve step, Pete will lose -1. What are they? Shards. They're called shards. That's really, your life force is called shards. So I'm going to play that, but I have to spend 1, so I do that, and it should. You see on Pete's. I've pressed it on my app, but it's also showing it on Pete's app.
Ooh,
and
magic.
I'm also going to play the Floating Wasteland.
Floaty.
Which is 3. So that's 1, 2, 3.
And that has an action, doesn't it?
It does have an action. Choose a player. They must discard a random card.
Oh.
So you have to discard a random card.
I'll let you pick one at random.
I'll pick that one there.
Okay.
Randomly, and you discard Strengthening Numbers.
Oh, that's one that helps me when I've got lots of dragons down.
It's not a bad card, that one.
Yeah. I was hoping to keep that.
And then you can play up to 3, but I'm not going to play any more because I think that would leave me in danger of losing. So then we go to the resolve step. The resolve step, I've got 2 cards with -1s in the corner. So Pete, you lose -1, but I can put that. You can do that. You can do that on yours, but equally I can do it on yours by clicking on the. Well, you can't see this, but I can click on the Pete copper, and I do -. There we go. And so Pete is down to 8.
Boo. And then the last step you have, you can draw or trade a card.
Yeah, if you trade a card, you basically sell it for its shard value.
To boost your health
back up. And I'm going to sell my Search for Wisdom. I've got enough wisdom, which is worth 4. So that takes me back up to 10. And that is the end of my turn.
Okay, so it's over to me. Now the difference when you go second is that you actually get to do a draw or trade a card at the very start of your go, whereas Robin didn't get that opportunity. So
only in the first turn.
Only in the first turn, yeah.
Next time.
I will draw one. So I'm going to play a Liquatio Dragon for 3, and that has an action which allows me to draw a card. So I'll draw a card. Already I feel like I'm on the back foot here. So I'm going to play the Draco Fledgling for 1, which takes 1 off, and I get +1 for each other dragon character on my canvas, so that effectively just gives me 1 back again. And the last thing I'm going to do, I'm going to play the Jade Dragon Pendant for 3.
That's a good card.
I am down to 2, but what this does is it does block one of yours, so you can't do 1 damage to me.
This card is a raise. No, sorry. What does it do?
So this has a block of 1. It also has this special ability. So if this card is erased, taken out, I can return it to my hand.
Yes, you can. There are certain cards can erase cards. And normally it puts them straight in the discard pile, but this piece goes back into his hand. It might be worth commenting. There are different types of card power in the resolve step. So you've got to plus. Most of Pete's cards have +X. That means at the end of his turn he gains shards. Most of mine are minus, which means I drain Pete's shards. The best ones I think are steal, because they basically give a swing of 2 because you steal 1 from your opponent and gain 1 back. But Pete, I haven't got any prevents. I don't think Pete has got a prevent.
This one prevent.
And he can prevent, and it prevents 1. It tells you the number that you do. So it can be +1, -1, +2, -2, so on. So
and then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to trade in my other Liquatio Draco to get 3 back.
Right.
One thing worth pointing out is the object of power does need to be attached to one of your characters because it is an object of power, so it's being held by somebody.
Object of power.
I don't do any damage or anything like that though, so it's over to you, Robin.
Over to me. I'm going to start by drawing a card, which I've actually already done, but we edited it out. The turn sequence is start, which is drawing or trading, then attack, then deploy, then resolve. If I attack either of Pete's things, I'll die because I've only got a power of 1, and all characters have a little power thing in the middle of them. And Pete's got a Liquatio Draco, which is 3, and he's got the Draco Fledgling, which is only 1, but he's now got a Jade Pendant on him, which
makes him
3 total, so makes him 4 altogether. So I can't do anything about that. I can deploy a card, which could potentially help me, but this is we're not 100% clear on this. But on this player turn chart, the attack comes before the deploy. I couldn't actually find that in the rules, whether there is a specific order you can do them in, but we'll keep with that order. Because it's the same for both of us, so it shouldn't make much difference. But I am going to deploy my Ring of Ice, which is a 3-cost card, and it takes him up to 4, but I won't attack with it because I've deployed and the attack comes before deploy.
Yeah.
So in the resolve step, I just take 1 off you then because of your Jade Pendant.
Yeah.
And in the end step, I'm just going to draw a card.
Should be 2 because each of those is -1, but the Jade Pendant blocks 1, so it's only 1 lost. This is over to me. So I'm going to have to get rid of my Breath of Ice for 2, which I didn't really want to do because that would just erase a location, which is quite nice.
Yeah.
But I'm going to use that 3 to play my Minima Draco. He has an action, choose another player. I choose you. Draw a card for each character on the canvas, so I get to draw 1 at least.
Nice.
And then I don't know if I want to play this one because I played 1 so far. I will. I've got another Draco Fledgling. Now this is another action +1 for each other dragon character on my canvas. So there is 1, 2, 3. So I get 3 for that.
Ooh, nice.
So that's not too bad. Not really getting very much in the way of taking stuff off of you though at the minute.
No.
And then at the very end I can't trade anything, so I shall just draw 1.
I'm going to draw a card for my turn. I'm going to play the Drake Ambush, which is 4. It's quite a powerful card.
Ouch.
But it enables me to erase up to 2 dragons.
Ouch!
So I'm going to erase the Draco Fledgling there.
So that would then pop back to me.
Yep. And I'm going to... What does that one do? You've got an action and you played it. I'm going to...
Well, I mean, their actions don't really matter.
Yeah, no, they don't. So I'm just going to erase the Minima Draco because he's got a +1 on him.
Ouch. That was a lot of damage.
I'm going to risk playing another Malum Drake and take myself down to 2. But then in the resolve step, I subtract 3 from you.
Ouch.
And then I'm going to sell or trade my Prying Eyes, which is quite a nice card. Look at the players, other players' hand, choose a card from it and immediately play it for free on your canvas.
Oh.
Which is quite a nice card, but it's worth 5. So I'm going to take that and boost myself back up to 7.
Yep. I don't see how I can win this. And this is the problem I have with the test games we played, is that once you start to get onto the back foot, it feels very hard to actually get back into it again. But
yeah, this is why I think you probably need to get more cards and start building a deck, because all of the games we played, it's whether I've won or lost, it's either feels like you're fighting a rearguard action or
you just get smashed.
Yeah, there isn't.
So I'm going to sell my Jade.
I mean, I like to think it's
Jade
because
Pendant.
I'm tactically brilliant, but I don't think it is.
No. So I'm going to sell that to go back up to 6. Now into the attack step before I do any deploys. So I'm going to attack with my Liquatio Draco and my Draco Fledgling, and I'm going to put them both over here to attack that guy, because my total adds up to 4 and your total is 4.
I'm not quite sure how the order was. I think you probably have to declare 1 first.
Yeah, but I would attack with my 3
that will take my Ring of Ice out.
And then the Draco Fledgling will take your guy off.
Yeah.
And then I will, in the deploy step, I will deploy the Great Cloisters.
Ooh.
So this has the steel value.
Rude.
It's only 2. And action, research 1. Look at the top card of my palette. I can either pay 1 shard to put it into my hand, or I can put it back on top of my palette. So...
so this is the palette.
Yes.
So this is the canvas. That makes sense. This is the palette, and this is the canvas.
And the dregs is over there.
The dregs, yeah. That makes more sense.
So I will pay 1 for that. and I'll then put him down for 2.
Ooh, ooh.
But he has a ability. Well, his ability again is going to be +2. Yes,
I see.
It's 1 to put it into your hand.
Okay. I see.
Or you put it back on top of the pallet. So I'm going to do that.
I
So
see.
I'm down
You
to
put
1.
it in your hand and then played it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm down to 1 now.
Yeah.
So I'm going to add 2 on for my Ruba Draco, and I get to steal 1 from you. So I click on you, and I go boink, and I steal that one.
Oh, that's just rude.
And I have to close that off. Now, if there's anything that looks wrong in there, that's because we had a little bit of a snafu with the
app.
With the app, so we had to start the game again. But
Sometimes
hopefully,
driving the app is a little bit frustrating.
great.
A little bit frustrating.
It's
It's mostly fine, but when you do something wrong, then it's quite hard to get back to where you want it to be.
yes, and it can be very annoying if that just quits you in the middle of a game, because that doesn't happen in real life.
No. Yeah, you just
You just sit there for a moment and go, oh, I've dropped a card on the floor. Well, I guess I quit. So that was the resolve step. I can now draw a card, which I will do.
Quite a nice canvas there.
It's okay. This old thing.
I'm going to draw a card. So I'm not going to attack Pete because his Ruba Dragon or his Rubber Draco is better than mine. By his 2 to 1, I'll just lose my Drake and he won't die. I've got nothing else to do damage. So instead, I'm going to just go straight into the deploy phase. I'm going to use a ritualistic notion to that costs 2. I can erase a card from my canvas and erase any character or location. That's an action, so I can actually do that any time. I'm going to do it now. I'm going to erase my floating wasteland, and I'm going to get rid of your great cloister.
Oh, nothing worse than your great cloisters taken out.
Okay. Let's play risky. Let's play risky. I'm going to play the Draco Govio. Take me down to 2. It's got an ability, once per turn I can discard 2 cards and dig 1, but I haven't actually got any cards.
And you dig from your dregs.
Yeah, you dig from your dregs, yeah. So, so that's me done, and then I now steal 2 from you. So it's 2 each. No, I don't steal 2 from you. Yes, I do steal 2 from you.
You don't steal them from me.
No,
you
I deduct
from
them.
me.
Stealing was the wrong word. So I just deduct 2. So I stay on 2. So you go down to 2.
I go down to 2 as well.
And I stay on 2. And
okay, so it's my turn.
Yeah.
So I'm going to draw a card to start with. Ooh, I have the Ring of Fire.
burns, burns, burns.
It does, it does. Burn, burn, burn.
The ring of fire.
Now I only have 2 points, so I can't actually do anything right now. So I will just resolve, which gives me a +2. Which I'm going to lose again.
It's going to be a race to...
Yeah, so I'm going to then sell my Ring of Fire
Okay.
to get 3.
He's pulled away. So I've drawn. I'm not going to attack for reasons we've already said. And I'm going to...
I've got 2 points
I'm
left.
going to riskily do nothing. And then I'm going to take 2 from Pete. And then I'm going to riskily draw a card.
So I am going to draw one. Before I do anything, I'm going to attack you with the Ruba Draco.
Kill my
and that
dragon.
kills you, and I've
kills
got
me.
2.
Yeah,
So
it doesn't kill you.
no, unless you have something that you can do out of sequence somehow,
I
will not die.
Yeah.
I will then play the Minima Draco, and that costs me 3, so I'm down to 2. But as an action, I can draw another card for every dragon you have, but you don't have any, so I can't do that. I will then, at the end... Oh, I don't know whether to keep this or not. I don't think I will. I'm going to sell the Dragon Defences, which gives me 4.
What, raise up to 2 drakes?
Yeah, I know. You've got none though, so yeah. So at the end of that, I then gain 3 as well.
Oh.
From the 2 and the 1
See,
there.
as you say, you're fighting a rearguard action, now you're in control. I'm going to bin my Archom, which is quite good because it's a steel card, but it's gone, but it is worth 4, so it's good in that respect too. That takes me back up to 6, although I don't know why I did that, because I'm immediately going to play one that costs 4. And it's the Drake Ambush, which enables me to raise up to 2 dragons. Oh. So I'm going to raise those 2 dragons, and then I'm just going to take you down by 1.
So I'm down to 8. I'm going to draw one at the beginning of my turn, and I'm going to play that. Ignis.
Oh.
It's a 4. Takes me down to 4. When Ignis attacks, erase a character or location from the same canvas with a shard value of 3 or less. He's a +2, so I'll resolve and get 2.
Oh.
And then I'll draw another card.
Right, so if I'm going to have to draw, then I can do nothing. So I'll just take 1 off you in the resolve step, and then I'll draw again.
Okay, over to me. I will draw one. I might as well play that. It's a Draco Hatchling for 1. And I might as well play the Glacies Draco as well for 3. The Glacies Draco can defend another character on my canvas. The Draco Hatchling does nothing, but they're both extras, and then at the end I will just gather 3. Oh wait, at the end I can draw one.
Oh yes.
I forgot about that. I should do that.
I'm going to draw. No, I'm not. Sorry, I'm going to sell.
Sell.
I can sell the Achroma Haven again. Get me back up to 4. This time the card I want to use doesn't cost that much.
Right.
It's the Ritual of Knowledge. I'm going to erase it because it costs 2. I'm going to erase a card from my canvas but draw 2 cards.
So I don't lose any this time.
So I've played 1. Well, I haven't finished playing yet.
No, that's true. That's true.
I don't know why I did that really. Oh, actually, yeah, that's not too bad. I'm going to play the Impious Drake for 2, and choose a player, and they must erase a card.
Ouch. Goodbye, Draco, actually.
Okay, and...
Oh, actually, yes. I think it would be silly to get rid of the Glacius Draco.
And it's -1.
Yep.
So I'll then draw for my resolve step.
So my turn, I'm going to sell my Breath of Fire for 4. I'll then attack you with Ignis.
Oh, kills.
To kill you, but I won't die.
You have to erase something there, do you? Or is it only less than 3? 3 or less, so you have to erase your Glacius.
Oh, you see 3 then?
No, it's 2. When Ignis attacks,
when he
erase
attacks,
a character
yes.
or location from the same canvas.
No, it's that one, isn't it?
Is this, well.
From the same canvas.
Oh, I see. It's from the same canvas. That's
Yes,
from my
from the
canvas.
same
God, he's really
canvas,
good.
Yes, he is.
Really
Quite
good.
toasty.
Yeah.
I will then... Can't deploy. I shall resolve, so I shall gain 2 from Ignis. And then I will draw a card at the end there.
So my turn, I'll draw. I'm actually going to do nothing at all.
Okay.
And trade. I'm going to trade the Ritual of Knowledge to take me up to 4.
Okay, I am going to draw 1 at the start. I'm then going to play Darnacusk, who's 6.
Oh.
Takes me down to 3. But he has a +1 for each of my dragons, so I get +2 in that situation.
Nice, so you get...
But that doesn't happen yet, obviously. That's the resolve step. But he has an action, which is draw 3 cards. And then going to play the Great Cloisters as well, for another 2.
Oh.
So I'm down to 1, but I get 2 for him, another 2 for him, and 1 for him.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Why did you get 1 for him?
Well, no, you are right. I don't get 1 for him. I don't know why I made that up.
Yeah.
Sorry, the
Steal
Great
one.
Cloisters steals 1, so I
Yeah.
should go back over to you and steely 1. So I'm at 6, you're down to 3. And then I don't know if I'm going to draw 1 at the end. I might sell 1. No, I'm not going to sell anything.
I'm going to trade Search for Wisdom, which gives me 4. And I'm going to play the Mortius Drake for 4.
What's he do?
He is -2, 4. And then for my resolve step, you lose 2, then I draw a card.
Oh, I forgot with my Great Cloisters that I could look at the top cup and buy it for 1, but I'm not going to do
Is
that.
that every turn? Actually?
No, that's just the action. I didn't
when
play
you
it.
played
I didn't do it when I played it. So
yeah.
I was getting carried away with other stuff, but
yeah.
never mind. So I shall, at the start, I will sell Materno for 3. Because she protects characters with a shard value of 2 or less, but none of them have got a shard value of 2 or less. There's no point. I will then play the Monastery Nest, which is 3. But it gives me a +3 at the end of the round. And I'll also play the Mirror Sanctum for 1, which I can deploy as a copy of another location. I'll deploy it as a copy of the Great Cloisters, which enables me to use its action, research 1, look at the top card. And if I want to spend 1, I can buy it. But I don't want to. And at the end of my turn, I will just draw that 1 anyway. So I then gain 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then that is a steal of 1.
Yeah.
And it says this gains all of its abilities, so I assume that would steal 2.
I assume so. No, I think that's game over, man.
So you're down to 1, I'm up to 12. And this did not happen in our tester game,
No,
so I'm not sure what's different this time round.
No, I think it's luck of the draw.
It could be, yeah.
So I'm basically screwed. I'll draw a card. I will resolve for -2.
Oh yeah.
And I'll sell this for 5.
5.
It's probably quite a good card.
It's like I need the points.
They all basically get protection from the colour. Now we haven't really talked about the colours. Each of the shards has different colours, and this card says all of your characters with black, which is basically all of mine, get protection from all of the other nice colours.
And protection is the card cannot be damaged, drained, or erased by it. So basically, it makes you immune for the most part, so I can destroy that card.
Yes, actually, I could have attacked you. I realised, so I will. I'll attack your Glacius dragon.
Yeah. So he dies and you don't.
Yeah.
Did you forget to do that last turn?
No, I think I only played him last.
Oh, okay.
But you did.
I forgot to attack
you
you as
could
well.
have killed him.
I could just kill you, Darkling, yeah. So it all works out at the end. So I will draw a card at the start.
Oh wait, I'll draw a card. Oh no, I sold a card. Sorry.
And then I will.
I think you probably just need to
I'm
put me
gonna
out of my
attack.
misery. Yeah.
I'll attack him and kill him. I'll play. Trouble is, I don't have very many things to take your points away, and that's the problem. So I can play.
I see. Yeah.
I can play both of these,
But you could steal 2.
which is 4.
Yeah, but you're going to get to 30 unless I have some sort of card
That's true.
which wipes you.
So I'll do that, and then we go into the resolve step. So I get. He now generates 1, 2, 3. He generates another 2 for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, and then you can steal 2 of mine.
And then I steal 2 of yours. So I'm up to 17. It definitely feels like the desire here is for me to hit 30, because I have no way of retaking him to 0.
No, I've not really. I've drawn a card just so I could do something. You've got no cards in your hand, have you?
No.
I'll play the Rawk.
The Rawk.
Yeah.
I didn't know the Rawk was in this.
Yeah.
I can't smell what he's cooking though.
And it's plus or minus 1. So in the resolve step, I will steal one. Steal one from you. In the draw step, in the end step, I'll draw one.
Okay. So for me, I'll draw one at the start. I might as well play it, because it's 2. And actually, if I have another dragon card on my canvas, I can draw a card. So I do have another dragon card on my canvas, as it turns out. And I'll play that as well. It's a monastery nest, which is 3. And then when I resolve, I get 1, 2, 3, 4 for him. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then I steal 2 off of you. And I'll draw another card at the end. So I will pretty much win after this, I think, because I'm gaining like about 13.
Yeah, I don't think there's very much I can do about that. I've only got 1 power anyway, so I'm going to sell my floating wasteland, give myself 2. I'm not going to play this card. I'm going to attack with my Rawk. I'll attack your Draco I think.
Yep.
Actually, no, I'll attack this one because it gives you +1.
Oh, it does, yeah.
Give you +1,
And you won't die then.
Then I won't die, and I'll steal one from you as well. But you're going to win.
Yes.
This turn.
Yeah, so on my turn, I'll draw a card.
I'll draw a card in case. Oh, I've finally got something good.
So if I just draw and I'll play strength in numbers, which
that's
is
a
2,
brilliant card.
but it's +2 for each dragon on my canvas, so I will get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 just from that, and then he generates another 9, 10, 11, and then he gets 12, 30. Yeah, it's just silly, and I'm up to many.
My
many
best
millions.
card was on the bottom of my deck.
And when you get to 30, you get the confirmation screen like that. There you go. You're about to reach enough shards to become the winner. Are you sure? Yes. Game won by me. Boom. Quit. Job done.
You thought you were out there, and then you came back in.
I'm not sure if we missed some steps out, and that's why. But yeah, I mean, we played a couple of tester games, and I didn't even get out the starting blocks really in either of those.
But I don't really feel like I did that time. So I do feel a little bit like the starter decks. They're a bit swingy.
Yeah.
Because like I say, if you end up on the back foot and you can't once you're in that rear guard action of just basically sacrificing cards to stay alive, you've basically had it then. But that said, you nearly got into that position there. You were nearly at that point.
And I can't work out what
and you
changed.
just suddenly were able to play a couple of decent cards, and you got some shards back. And once you've got shards, then you've got more. But if you haven't got any shards, it's really hard to get them back.
I don't think we forgot anything major like attacking and stuff in the previous game. I do wonder whether the fact that we were deploying, and sometimes like we did in one game, we deployed like an upgrade to somebody, then we attacked with that person, and maybe that shouldn't have been allowed because you kind of.
I think maybe in the other games, I've got a couple of cards which just wipe your dragons out, and I think if you can do that early, then you've spent your money. I destroy your dragons, and then you've got nothing. And then I think that may have happened, and I did do it once.
Yeah, but you only took a couple out. Yeah. I think I still had the points to.
And I don't think in either of the other games you got your big dragon out. It was really quite good, and that you've got that +3 location.
I feel like this game needs some downside to attacking, like. If you attack with something, you shouldn't be able to use its ability. Yeah, I mean, you like if I attack with that big guy, and then I can also use him to generate about 8 shards. Feels much more overpowered for his 6 shard cost than somebody else who costs maybe 3 shards, and all it does is it steals one from you.
Yeah, I mean, it may be that I've got that wrong, but I don't think so. I now can't access the rules from the app because I'm not in the game. One thing, I can understand they would cut down the packaging and the unnecessary paper. You don't get paper rules. You have to look on the internet. That frustrates me a little bit, I'm not going to lie, but that's because I'm 50.
I'm normally okay with that, so long as there's an easy-to-get link that you can just have, you can store in your notes or something like that.
Well, ironically, there would be, except you're using the app to play the game, and because the app's a little bit janky sometimes, it's a bit frustrating.
So, I mean, we played a couple of tester games, and Robin won both of those pretty easily. So for that to swing the other way does kind of make me feel like actually maybe it's just that the decks can be a little bit swingy, like you say, rather than one's just miles better than the other. But it is very clear that if you're going with the coloured ones, all the multicoloured dragony stuff, you're all about building up to 30, and if you're the black and white dragons, you're all about
I've got
taking
nothing
them down.
to build my own. I think I've got the steel ones, but I've got nothing. I've got no plus cards.
And I think this has like 2 steel cards, but no damage cards. There's no damage cards at all in here. There's a few steals, and they're all pluses other than that.
Right.
And they're all get more pluses if you have more dragons out, so you can really start to rack it up in that situation. So
and you need to be able to destroy them. You didn't get any big dragons out, but then you did get your big dragon out.
I did.
It was worth 4, and the one that was worth 6 or whatever. No, I can't. Very difficult to kill you then.
It does get trickier, yeah.
So there you go. That is Achroma. I enjoy it. I like the artwork. There's some really nice cards in there. Yeah. I like the feel of the game. I like the grey versus colour.
It's not easy to show it on camera, so I'm not going to try. But the cards have like a 3D. Yeah. They've got like a little clear print on some of them where it traces the outline of the dragons. And things,
there are different rarities of card and things, which I haven't. I don't know the details of, but I guess that's where the embossed ones are kind of rare versions, and that all shows up when you do the AR stuff in the app. So yeah, I think it will be really fun. I have to say, I think it's probably got limited play value if you've only got one box.
Yeah, you're definitely going to need.
But as soon as you've got a couple of boxes, I reckon then it will lift off. You can play some interesting combinations. If you had double the cards and to work. So there are some cards in here. Maybe because I haven't really understood how to play. There are some cards in here. I think feel like they're only in there just so you could sell them.
You're like, I don't want this.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's Achroma.
Achroma.
Hopefully you enjoyed that. If you've got any questions, do post them down below.
Yeah, we'll put a link in the description as to where you can get it from. They release new packs every 3 or 4 months, it says, and I think they do it via Kickstarter.
All right.
But we'll put a link to their website down because it's a fun game, and if you like collectible card games, I have to say it's a lot more fun than. I had a lot more fun playing that than I did playing the starter set of Pokemon. Yeah. And Pokemon's done okay.
Yeah. And this is nice and simple. There's not too much to it. There was only 1 or 2 things that we kind of went, which way? I mean, one of them was the attack and the order of the attacks and deploying things, and there was one about one of the cards where it was something to do with the colours, and we were like, does that mean you can just do this and it affects?
Oh yeah, some cards attack things with multiple with any of these colours, but it wasn't clear whether it had to have.
All of them, or
both colours on the card, or just that's got that colour, so I'll do that one. But not the other colour. I don't think we explained that very well.
That one we need to look up in the FAQ on that one. So there's only a few areas where it's a bit questionable, but if you are consistent in your ruling on it, then it probably isn't going to make too much difference.
As long as you play it the same way for both of you, yeah. Well, I think personally, I did a positive interpretation for me and the negative one for you personally, but that's just me.
I keep losing games.
That's just me. Yeah.
So don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment below, all that good stuff, and ring that bell so you'll see any more of our videos coming out.
Absolutely.
We'll see you soon. Bye!